advantage has been a real thing for most of the teams facing off against Burnix Flash. Happens to outplay even Onic and yesterday RSG SG. So I spoke to them. They said, no, have you seen us in Indonesia up against RRQ? We dealt with that. We can deal with this.
But just the same, Blacklist fans, also known as the agents, wherever Blacklist plays, it seems like they also have a home ground buff of their own. And now it's going to come to the final test. The Cambodian spirit up against the unshakable agents code. Wolf, you've seen what agents are capable of.
Yeah.
You think they're going to come into play? It looks like there's a sea of black and red too.
Yeah, definitely. I think, in Blacklist International, the fans of Blacklist International, they're willing to fly over to different countries just to support the team. And it's also couples with the fact that it is true, Blacklist International isn't a team that will be thwarted or will be affected by the crowd. I think that this home ground buff is more of a boost to the home team than it is a negative effect to the away team, right? So I'm very excited on what Burnix Flash can bring to the table, especially because you saw how well they performed the first knockout stages. They have their own identity already.
We have saw the interview from Shamar, at least for that side. Wow. For Shamar, he has said that he is very, very confident coming in to fight against Blacklist International.
Oh, with that being said, let's not wait any longer. Let's welcome our teams as they make their way on stage. To officiate the first series of today, we have our marshals here. They are present to ensure fair play and esports integrity. Riff, Shadow, Jot, and Alex have been working so hard all week long to make sure that the teams perform at their peak. Igniting with unbending willpower and passion, while surrounded with blazing support from their fans, the homegrown warriors, BXF.
The two-time MPL Cambodia champions have refined and evolved their gameplay throughout MSC.
They have showcased not just the fundamentals, but that they have everything they need to take down their opponents.
From the Philippines, the Codebreakers are one step away from booking a slot in the grand finals. It's the unstoppable Blacklist International.
The pioneers of the ultimate bonding experience, or the Ubis strap.
Led by the heart and core of the team, Oh My Venus and Wise, the agents are looking confident, classy, and ready to go.
Now on stage, Coach Mitch and their analyst Skyzy for Burnix Flash, and Coach Master the Basics and Dexstar repping Blacklist International, as well as a head marshal to referee this match.
Winner goes to the grand finals, and that's what Blacklist International has been aiming to do. Burnix Flash, however, with the support of all the crowd in Cambodia, I'm sure that they have something on the table to bring in this match.
The crowds are roaring for them. Both teams, they are entering here, and they are prepared for what is about to happen.
It's Burnix Flash fielding their main five: Donut, Chama, ATM, CCAT, and D7. I have to note, Mirko, you opened up saying you had a great day, you had a great start. Chima had a better start. You see how he just...
He knows how to, he knows how to work the mic. He got the Riz on camera as well, and certainly that confidence is going to help him up against the world champions for M3. Not just Chama though, it feels like the whole team really has this morale boost with the crowd and also just their performance, right? A lot of teams have that home ground advantage, but not able to perform well. So now with the home ground advantage as the morale booster, with as well the performance just being super solid for Burnix Flash all throughout, even in the group stages, giving Onic a run for their money. This is what Blacklist need to understand.
Blacklist International has played wonderfully throughout the group stages until the knockout stages. We have seen how tanky, we've seen how confident Wise is as he casually just walks up to his opponents. Now the question is, will Burnix Flash be able to find an answer to really deal with this Ube Masters? That is, we have all Wise, Edward, Yue, and Oh My Venus.
They've yet to drop a single game.
That is true. All of them, bro. This is, to me, now starting to shape up as a as a match of timers. Blacklist International with the Ube strategy, it used to be like a 7-minute timer wherein they just group up together and they just steamroll over their opponents, 5v5 all the time and just win the map. But when it comes to Burn X-Flash, you saw just 2 days ago, the day one of the knockout stage, you saw how well they managed their timings. 9 minutes for them. They group up, they finally find an opening, and they don't stop when they find these skills. They steamroll over their opponents as well. Battle of timings between Black and the Burn X-Flash.
Ooh, it sounds like we're in for a treat because for those who don't know, Blacklist inspired a lot of what Burn does. Here's an insider video.
早安，早安。这是第一次做到最好的签了，以前都不会做到这么好的。
Diablo, good luck, bro.
I'm really expecting a lot of cheers from their fans. Well, we got put up a show then against Burn Splash.
Kalian takut sedikit
Karena kemarin juga lawan EVOS, crowd mereka besar juga. Jadi kita masih menang.
Let us go to final.
Let's go final.
Jadi first day kita orang macam tersalah di goal lane dan disebabkan tu kita orang panik. Bila dah panik boleh nak control match balik.
We can do this, guys. Let's go, let's go. Pretty much satisfied. I'm also satisfied with our performance today because I expect that we will win the match like for 3-1, but we managed to 3-0 sweep them.
I think it's gonna be intense because of the support from the crowd.
Local people here in Cambodia is very
They're
supportive of
supportive.
their
Representative. So it's gonna be intense, I think.
good luck and have fun, Burn Splash. See you.
Maybe I'm not the best in the world, but I'm the best for my team. The only thing is I want to win. I don't care.
What we see when the games go on is just but a fraction of what's actually happening in the intense matchups happening here at MSC. You see how, despite those being 3-0s, the dedication and the emotional toll it takes on these teams to actually perform at this level.
I may not be the best in the world, but I am the best for my team. That was what Chama said in the Insider video. And man, I think we were all impressed with that quote. It shows just how humble, down to earth, but confident he is.
Yep, and here it's that mindset that's going to take them through, hopefully getting far on their burning quest. The next M for Revenge, gonna take another check off of a Burn X-Flash's hit list. They want to get Blacklist International.
Burn X-Flash victory against RSG, let's just face it, there are winners, there are losers. And right here, their quest to be the winners against Blacklist International is undoubtedly a difficult one. And to get through this hurdle, to get themselves into the next seed, or rather get themselves to the next bracket, that is what we want to see, and who's going to be the one to solve.
Is going to come off of their pivot points. The heart of their teams, Chama for Burn X-Flash and Wise for International in the jungle.
My goodness, if you're talking about like the performance of Blacklist in the knockout stages, and even if you include group stages, they have not been beaten very badly, you know? If you're looking at Wise, particularly in his performance, look at the blue shape that you're seeing, the blue radar
Big
charts.
yikes.
It was so massive, but that is Wise though. That is how Wise plays. He plays perfectly. He knows what he needs to do. It's always like he's looking for the best play possible. While for Chima, like you can see from the side of Burdick Splash, they try to go for some kind of risky plays. The way that he plays the Lancelot, they want to be aggressive as compared to Wise, who wants to really farm it out, get the Lord. Nobody has yet to take the Lord or the Turtle away from Wise. Chima is going to be on the opposite end where you want to go for those 50-50 plays, but it is almost always rewarding for Burdick Splash.
But just the same, this hero pool that Shima is flexing, Wise can just the same play these heroes. It's no secret that Wise has picked up the tanks a lot. In MPL Philippines, he's in 11. So can we say that it's like they're looking at a mirror?
Kinda. You can kind of say that. Whoa. Anyways, for Wise, I feel like he's just been so comfortable. He's been just pounding through every single one of their opponents that he doesn't really need to take anything out. He's been playing with veteran, and it's never been banned. I don't know why it's never been banned. I think Fimp tried to actually ban it once in the third game of the series. Then finally we saw Wise into another pick, but I think I can quote Diablo on this. If they don't ban my comfort heroes, why should I change?
Wise is not going to be bothered about losing comfort heroes. Yes, he has played Fredden many times in MPLPH, and in MSC, we have seen that he is very much capable of playing in another way, another style, in which case, he's not as tanky, he's not as beefy, but he plays as a Valentina and still steered his team to victory. As we look at the players head-to-head, we have a very good idea that, that Wise is still pretty much up for blood.
Yeah. Well, look at this, him being closer to Wise when it comes to Lord kills per game. That's a positive, it's actually even more, you know? But yeah, but then again, Blacklist International ends the game much faster than Burdick Splash. But that's actually a good stat to kind of piggyback off of if you are Burdick Splash. It kind of means that, yes, Chima, given at the point, even under the pressure, yes, he can take away Lords from his opponents.
And I think that's one strength that Burn has over Blacklist right now, is the fact that they're willing to play for any one player at any given time. If D7 finds a play, let's go. If it's Chimao finds a play, let's go. Donut, forget about it. We're always there for him.
Well, now it really comes down and begs the question, right? Do the teams in Burn X Flash want to play something a little bit different, considering the fact that now they're fighting against Blacklist International, which is super strong in the Ube. They are always having that super front line, and they're doing so darn well.
I think it's gonna come down to what the coaches have to say, right? Coach Mitch, Coach Master the Basics. It comes down to them, but wait. Mirko, what's going on?
What's going on, Mirko?
Honestly, I sent my prediction out, but I think production wants to say, no, Mirko, stay out of this. Don't. Stay out of this. Let it play out. Don't curse anyone.
They didn't even ask you.
They didn't even ask me, no.
Wow. Well, no, I understand why me and Leo actually voted for Blacklist. Abstract also voted for Blacklist. I'm just really happy that there's no divide between the KH talents. So yeah, it's crazy because if you don't know, for all the viewers out there, our desk is just on the opposite end of the stadium.
Yeah, it's about a few meters away.
A few meters away, so it's gonna be some heat, of course, afterwards.
Yeah.
Be careful not to burn.
Be careful not to burn.
Yeah.
I think they are scalding hot, right? They are burning water. And we have seen exactly how they managed to extinguish the fire from the opposite end before. And I'm pretty sure that they will be able to do the exact same thing against Blacklist International. And this is going to be a tight one. This is going to be a tough one. I understand where the Cambodian casters are coming from. But X Flash, they are superstars, this MSC.
And the reason why is because they've grown out of that shell. If you watch MPLKH, their grand finals, that alone is not enough to explain how much Burn X Flash has grown right before our very eyes in the past week that has come. In the past group stage, in the way that they played in the knockout stage, it's a whole new Burn X Flash. So now with that being said, we're about to get into the draft here. If I'm not mistaken, a coin toss was gone up, and that will dictate who chooses which side to go into. If I'm not wrong, blue side has been winning a lot more in the knockout stage. So let's see who goes where.
You're right. First pick has a better win rate so far. Now, that's a question that I actually want to throw over to Wolf. Why is first pick so good right now, but Burnix Flash taking away the Fredgen already, taking away the Psycho Fredgen, and 3 of Venus's picks.
So at least they understood and they have identified the fact that Fredgen is definitely the big hero that Blacklist International has been working with so far, and even they themselves are targeting the bans down onto Oh My Venus.
I think that along the way, the Vari, there you go, the Vari should be picked up here by Blacklist International. Probably an answer, maybe, yeah, the Valentina. This means that Valentina is, okay, this is still a flex, by the way.
Because flex.
I'm pretty sure Oh My Venus can play the Novaria. It can be played in position 5. Valentina is either position 4 or a jungle. This is still pretty open. Burnix Flash, do they just go back to something like a Claude in this particular game?
I think it's still a little bit uncharacteristic to see Oh My Venus playing onto the Novaria. I still feel that the possibility of looking at Wise picking the Valentina is a lot higher. But I thought maybe this could be detected by Burnix Flash. If whether it's too early for them to pick up the Valentina, but yet it's still so meta.
Joy, Andy. That's quite bold coming out from Burnix Flash, especially because of the fact that the Eve can be easily copied, as well as the Joy. Both heroes Valentina loves to play against. But this means that Blacklist International will have to find a way to lock down the Joy for sure. Maybe somewhere along the lines of a Franco, but they usually don't pick that out.
The Kaj is open.
The Kaja too.
Last time we saw the Kaja, though, from Venus, it was at ISF, and it didn't work too well for Blacklist International. So maybe they might just go back to the norm. Minotaur is still up for grabs, but it will limit these 2 flex picks. So they go for the Arlet instead, just making Burn think a bit more in that second phase.
I would also like to kind of like draw it backwards to the ban side, right? Blacklist International normally really like to ban their Franco as well as the Kaja, but they really found a need to ban out the heroes on the side of
Respect.
Respect. Probably an Italian Franco. There's gonna be the Venus, another, you know, hack of Venus strategy.
Lolita next. It has to be Lolita next.
It has to.
Yep, and then they're gonna force Oh My Venus into a hero that is not proven yet to work in the Novaria Rome, or even to an old classic like the Matilda.
Yeah. But the Kaja is still open. I think the Franco is in. The Franco ban is incoming for Blacklist International. D7 has been phenomenally good at the hero. And I think that there's also that factor where Burnix Flash can consider banning out something like a Melissa, or maybe Blacklist International actually picks it up.
I really want to see whether Burnix Flash is going to go all the way to the bans, right? Or rather, all the way on all my Venus's ban. Because, I mean, there's still Florin, there's still Matilda.
Yeah. I think it might be a sign as to where Novaria is going to go right now. It's actually not going to be the Lolita either. It's going to be the Claude pick, or the Claude ban, which is quite interesting. Maybe Burnix Flash are saying, go pick up the Beatrix, we'll pick up the Lolita. We'll deny it away from you.
I think they want to go for Beatrix here for Blacklist International. The other option is, like I said, the Melissa, which will not be which will not face that much problems when facing up against the Joy. But then again, the Beatrix might be the perfect chess pick. This is the Owl special, and that they do have the Novaria to couple up with it. So you have that extra hitbox, extra vision, sniper, as well as the Astral Sphere. Deals a lot of damage.
Lolita pick from Burn. Should be.
It should be. At this point in time, it pretty much works for Burnix Flash. They need to really just come up together with the Fredgen, and depends on how they want to go around, right? The frontliners, the one that sets up, and we have seen before that Burnix Flash definitely pulls off big ultimates and great initiations. So looking at how Blacklist International always go for Ube, they are always gathering together, trying to look for all these lane priorities. I think the Burnix Flash should be able to adapt well enough, picking up the Lolita.
Burn has no gold lane yet. We don't know. We don't know.
I think I'll not be surprised if this is Leslie, for example, for Burnix Flash. It's a donut special.
It is a donut special. I can see it work really well against the Beatrix in this gold lane
Lolita,
matchup.
perhaps, or Lolita or Franco are the only two options.
Franco's banned.
Oh, right.
The base Lolita and
Brody.
There you go. So Brody, again, what I was going to say is, again, the Leslie here does good up against the Beatrix, but the thing is, with the Arlet and also the Novaria, they're very immobile. You can get sniped down from all the way in the back by this Novaria, and that reveal location is going to be massive as they pick up the Akai to round up their draft pretty solid.
Talking about reveals, by that last pickup in the last phase, that's only when we really knew what Blacklist was thinking, what Blacklist was going to be drafted, and it seems like it is going to be roaming Novaria with Yue on the Valentina and Wise on the Akai in the jungle. Gentlemen, this is what the world thinks. And yeah, even Cambodians are split up. That's what, 30% over to Burnex Flash, while the rest of the world think it's Blacklist International. How do we feel about the draft? Because it looks like it's a brand new flavor of Ube. That this is Ube with so much more coverage.
I think that they do have a lot of their area of responsibility is way larger than the typical Ube.
Let's get into the game here, gentlemen.
And with that all said and done, heading into the land of dawn for today's very first game. Burnex Flash versus Blacklist International.
Always have to watch out for the turtle fight, I mean, for Blacklist International. They're very good at it. And now they have the Akai versus Frederick, knowing for sure that the Akai was designed to counter this Frederick in the jungle just because of that heavy spin factor that you can win the turtle fights.
Now, of course, when I'm looking at Nobaria, something that we haven't, or rather I myself haven't really quite seen happen, that is one thing that I'm relatively surprised.
It's a nice try there by ATM, trying to go for a very early invade. Cheesy. Wise does have that retribution, but I do want to bring up something here. Edward on the Unbending Will. We don't really see a lot of tenacity now at MSC, mostly going for Unbending Will.
That's right. That's the Edward special. He likes it a lot because he wants to once he's killer kind of X-Lane or an Arlet, and they need more damage. They can't just rely on the Beatrix this game.
I really like the small little fact that ATM decided to jump into the jungle and force Wise to take away that retribution.
A lot of damage placed down in that top side of the map. Wise already pressuring ATM as well, forcing him to recall, and it should just be ATM losing out on the full Cannon Minion XP in the XP lane. Meanwhile, the mid lane, a little bit of a gank already. Yue forced to use the flicker right before the Lord spawns, coming up in 20 seconds.
I was about to say that ATM will have a great time this game just because of the fact that he's a Joy and he does not have any, Blacklist International doesn't have any knockdown to pin down this Joy. But then again, the focus was not let him play.
They're really going to focus, at least for Blacklist International, they're really focusing quite a lot onto the EXP lane, as we are pretty much going to be looking at Wise going in.
Oh, Chama's going to be pinned down by the heavy spin. A good first blood over to Blacklist International as they go for the first neutral objective, already converting onto that kill. P7 of 4 finally now will choose to go for the contest. ATM's looking for it as well. Wise picks it up. No problem, no biggie. Retribution still up as well.
A standard day for Blacklist International. It is easily taking themselves their first turtle right off the bat, despite the fact that Blacklist International have to force to use the retribution onto their own orange buff, and doesn't really quite happen. Hold a second.
Good dash out from Yue. Super aware. The real world of Blatant comes down as well to respond it over. It's Wise now who has 2 kills on the board. Blacklist out mechanically, outclassing Burnex Flash mechanically.
That was a great rotation coming up from Blacklist International up top. What they did was to put Wise on the aggressive move onto the L bush so that nobody from Burnex Flash will be able to check up, because why will you check your own bush, right? You want to check the forward bush like the Rakorsa bush or this bush that they just sold it and check out where Wise is, but then again, they were staying there to ambush Chima. The fact that Chima was taken out before the turtle happened was already great for Blacklist. Now they're leading by 1,000 gold.
The entire team of Blacklist, they are trying to get themselves all across the map. When it comes down to the itemizations, it does seem like their 1,200 gold lead will help Blacklist International to push forward a little bit more and get themselves a little bit more lane priority. So far, the middle lane from the side of Blacklist International has been moving super fast, and especially since Valentina's wave control is not as good as Yi.
Well, good final slash. ATM might be forced to use the Vengeance here early on. Edward wants to go for an all-in with a Vengeance one more time, but it's a recall and it gets the crowd going, and he's able to escape.
Now that is going to be the mental game coming from the next Flash, right? They will want to put a mental in, but hold on a second, Wise.
Oh, Donut flickers into the heavy spin! A brilliant heavy spin by Wise as it's a double for the Queen.
And immediately right off the bat, 2 members down for the side of Burnex Flash, and the turtle will be appearing in 5 seconds. Burnex Flash doesn't really seem like they will be able to do much from this point in time. So what exactly do they have to do to come back from this game, or rather just take that second turtle away from Blacklist International?
If you're paying attention to Blacklist International's games, they always fight before the turtle fight happens. 30 seconds before the turtle spawns, you already have to be on your toes and find the members of Blacklist, because you know that they'll fight for sure.
Oh, that's the lockdown CC. waiting, but D7, oh, it's gonna be Numenal Blast first by UN! Canceling D7's Numenal Blast, and Chima will fall. It's Blacklist International who take control of the neutral objective once more. D7 slowed down now. Venus is waiting for the snipe, but the heavy spin brings him back. The flicker from D7 to respond it over, but he's gonna be pinned down ultimately, and Wise picks up a killing spree in the 5th minute of the game.
And of course now with two turtles as well as for about 3,500 gold lead. Oh, Edward!
That's a stun. Donut with a total card memory, but Edward gets out a beautiful final slash flicker combo.
Just a sliver left. And one thing that we're gonna have to take note of is the fact that the gold laner has the gold laner from the side of Blacklist International swapped lanes.
That goal lead for Owl.
That's huge.
Oh, this is...
Donut's not really having a very good time at all. What exactly is happening here?
I really don't know, but because of the fact that there's a lot of pressure that was put out by Wise. First, going up top and just really not minding the gold lane. But afterwards, after the first turtle, they put a lot of emphasis into that bottom lane. Donut, back-to-back deaths. Really unforgivable in their burn expense, especially in the Brody that really depends on the early game snowball for him to be successful in a game.
But surely, Blacklist International might lose a little bit of a control on Owl. Yes, we're looking at a Brody versus a Beatrix matchup, but Blacklist International, they are constantly moving around. They're constantly getting themselves in the top lane. We see that there are definitely attempts to try to bring Burn X Flash down. They are on a 7-kill lead. And despite all of the games that we have seen so far, Blacklist International, they may get good leads, but the goal disparity is just not that much. But this game is just different.
Orange buff as well was given over to Owl. So you can already see Blacklist International kind of shift their priority very early to give this Beatrix a bit of a better time already. Third turtle spawning back up. That's why you see Owl with the lane swap.
And now the turtle spawns up top. We do have the... Oh, hold on, Shabba!
Pinned down, Bennett's Rage, and the real world manipulation, but Josh still able to escape right now as D7 pops into the Numenal Blast. No heavy spin to play with now as ATM goes into the back. Real world manipulation by CCAT to lock you down. Retreat battle, it's gonna be Jamal walks up, Donut takes it away. The crowd goes wild. The first win for Burn X Flash in this entire game.
And Burn X Flash, they managed to retreat, get themselves right out without a single casualty. That is definitely big for them. Blacklist International now, there is no more turtles to be inside. The next fight that Gargoyle has to go for is going to be the Lord that will be appearing down in the bottom lane. Blacklist International, the laning phase is now over. They're gonna have to move on with the rotation. They're gonna have to bring turns down, but so far they haven't been exactly winning lanes in a proper way. They're just winning fights.
Massive recovery that was started by D7 being in the right position to go for the Numenal Blast. XP versus XP lane battle means that the only free lane, I'd say, for the side of Burn X Flash for now is ATM's lane. The XP laner's lane is because of the fact that he's a joy, but they will need more. Fortunately, they do have D7 who's picking up the slack when it comes to carrying the team on recovery mode.
We are looking at 3,800 gold. Burn X Flash just holding it down. But Shamar and CCAT, they're trying to look for something.
Bit of a missed mechanic there from Edward, but Numenal Blast from UN. He will not commit anything more. As the RWM placed down as well. Good poke by Venus. Both teams disengages. But that was a flicker burn from Edward for nothing. It's going to be Burn X Flash with a good trade over. That's the first objective. Turret taken out. Now, Donut and Chama both revealed. That's going to poke down. The snipe from Owl. Not going to be able to connect onto Chama, but it does find its mark onto Donut, who has to steal leg plates and is able to just soak it in.
A very pokey style of gameplay from side of Blacklist International. As long as they're able to find themselves those kind of skill shots, they are probably going to be in a very good shot. But hold on a second, as we do have ATM jumping in.
Oh, Numenal Blast as well. No flicker committed right now, but Donut picks up the kill. Now the Bonaparte memory as well. And the conceal. They want to go straight for the Lord. A good conversion so far. Blacklist now to be Wise, who finds heavy spin, but it's only on the D7. Not a good choice of target unless they're able to push them down instantly with the final slash. Edward does it. ATM onto the back right now, but Owl is going to be charging that Renner down. Edward's going to be pulled down. Donut, he has a tournament memory. He fights the kill back on Venus. Snipes ATM from the mid lane tier 1. Meanwhile, Chama is already on the Lord. They baited in the heavy spin. Now CCAT needs to flicker out. Owl respecting this. They need to be careful of Wise. He can certainly still go for the steal right now as Donut flickers out as well. Chama versus Wise. Chama finds the Owl, flickers forward. Finds the news bastion. Appraises Splash from Tom, but it's Yue who comes down, now finding another. 3-4-2, but ultimately Burn X Splash secure the neutral objective.
Oh, massive plays coming out for Burnex. It all started again with the ultimate coming out from Zika. Eventually punished Blacklist. Donut is finding the openings, and now they want to fight the Yue.
Wow, what a steal there with Tom, and Yue will still fall, and the crowd in Cambodia.
The crowd is roaring, and this is giving me the goosebumps that I want to see. The entirety of Burn X Flash, they're pushing right in. They manages to bring the middle lane turns down and the bottom lane with the Lord marching down south. Blacklist International now being forced to play backwards. They gotta have to hold themselves within their own jungle and look for a point in time where they can find a mistake from Burn X Flash, something that they do very often.
Heavy spin, spinning down Kamal, bringing him back under the tier 2 and the base turret. A good pickoff right now, but it does not stop Burn X Flash's siege down in the bottom lane tier 2. Renner's Apathy charged in mid lane, gonna be chunked down, but without Donut in that bottom lane, they'll still be able to find that tier 2 for free. No trade from Blacklist aside from the kill.
Burn X Flash have closed the disparity and is only at 2,000 gold. So things are looking extremely well, even though Burn X Flash has managed to bring down the bottom lane, two bottom lane turrets, and two bottom lane turrets, and one middle lane turret. They even gotten the top one. This is a lot of gold that is just rolling over the Burn X Flash. And Brody is
Exactly.
catching up.
He really caught up now. Donut is just 400 gold behind this Matrix. You saw that he was, what, 2,000 gold behind before? And now it's 1,000 gold lead. 1.5 for Blacklist International. The recovery definitely was there for the side of Burn X Flash. That means, though, this is their timing. 9 minutes, we talked about it. That is the Burn X Flash timers. That's the Burn timer. They really want to team fight the moment. The Brody is a perfect hero to go for that kind of play. As well as the
Real world is linked. Finds the shutdown! The coordination right now is Donut's gonna be pinned down, but he has the flicker to get out. These 7 flickers forward, but Owl responds it over with a flicker of his own. Blacklist are still in this game, still holding on, grasping onto that gold lead.
Very equal resources used, except for the fact that Burn X Flash has managed to get it goes down to Oh My Venus. Perhaps the amount of sustainability from the side of Blacklist is just lacking, and they just don't have the proper way that they normally like to play to extend the team fights even longer, keep the opponents in a chokehold when it comes down to these neutral objectives. This time, they lost a little bit of control. The front line is still great. They still have a lot of poke damage, which is going to be one of the main ways that they want to win. But when it comes down to contesting neutral objective, do they have got what it takes despite these initiating factors?
I think both things have got what it takes. It's just a matter of escalation, right? Who is gonna make a better play?
Another missed mechanic from Edward. Final slash flicker does not connect onto anyone. A little bit of a blunder. Now a big resource spent. He's 7. He's gonna be spotted down. Owl talking to Renner's. Apathy a bit too early as ATM goes into the back line right now with Vengeance as well. It's a solo! And the Queen falls as well! The King will try his best to go for the retribution with a heavy spin. Jamal's walking in, he wants at it, but he will not find it. The King still is able to secure the Lord, but Blacklist crumble in this team fight. Burn X Flash have risen in Cambodia.
Despite getting the Lord, 4 members for the side of Blacklist International has fallen. There's still the middle wave that's pushing in, and they will do what it takes to bring down this inhibitor turret and get themselves a big advantage.
Oh my god, can you defend if you're Blacklist? Burn X Flash, they have really watched a lot of videos.
Penetration. Donut will be slain. The 7th with a response with an Numenon blast, but Venus does not want to stop, wants to keep chasing. Does not find the Astral Sphere. It will be Burn X Flash to disengage.
If you're watching a lot of Blacklist games, you know that they win during the Lord fights when they go for heroes, when they turn for heroes. Burn X Flash, advanced play, go ahead, against the play to the back lines.
ATM once again is jumping forward. Owl with an Abiru. Now it's a snipe as well, but it's going to be a good stun from Seacatch to provide safety for his XP lane. laner. Owl trying to lifesteal back in. Wise providing the zone as they will try their best to see. Just serve it down below. It's clear from CCAT.
It really seems as though Blacklist International is getting a little bit urgent here. They seem to be a bit desperate for what they want to get. They're starting to lose control of the game and they immediately push themselves over to the opponent's jungle, trying to siege on the turrets, trying to get whatever lead that they can before they completely loses it all.
Hometown buff. We have people from Cambodia, the fans from Cambodia. They bought the tickets, they went into the stadium, they want to be entertained. But Verdict Splash is giving even more. They're giving a lot of hope, and now they do have the momentum against Blacklist International.
I think that ATM played a very vital role in that previous fight. He immediately identified where Owl is, and he understood that Blacklist International, no one else can really lock him down except for Wise. And he knew that Wise will use it right before the Lord needs to go down.
That's the play. They use Donut as well as ATM to go to the backlines. Typically, you don't want to use their marksman in the backlines, but this is Brody. You can get a pick-off because of that hero is stage of the game.
And just like that,
And wait, by the way,
yes,
you can see Owl did not go for a Wind of Nature, by the way. He did go for, I think,
Owl went for a Lina shield, putting a lot of respect on the ATM. I mean, after what has transpired, he knew that he's going to be one of the main targets of this joy. And he also knows that Blacklist International, their own front lines, can't possibly stop him.
And if you're looking at your items, Verdict Splash, if you're looking at the tab, you have to take advantage of this situation, knowing full well that the Wind of Nature won't come for what 2 minutes from now. This is your timing. Look for a play.
You know, top lane, in the XP lane, it does seem like UA got better trade here up against ATM, forcing him to back away, but it is still lane prio for Burn for now. So looking to go for some more prio down below.
We're going back to the reset. We're looking at Burnex Flash that do have their front lines as well as Blacklist International's front line, except for the fact that there is the middle wave for the side of Blacklist International. Wise is going to be starting things off with a ultimate and ATM.
He baited the heavy spin, now the Vengeance comes in Edward with the flicker, but it's not going to be able to find ATM just in time. Meanwhile, done! In the back! With the carnivore memory! The 7-5 in white fly! What he does get it for the team! That's the saving grace for Blacklist International. But it's only Yue and Venus left. The Lord spawns, but it spawns in the bottom lane.
It constantly goes for the same thing where Blacklist International gets the Lord and then Flash tries to run it down.
The waves are crashing down. D7 no immortality. Venus away, but ATM will zone him away. D7 now the shield. Yue flickers forward. Yue! What? With a double kill and a shutdown. Another double from Venus. Blacklist. They have recovered with the Lord down below. Burn our force back.
Owl is back, and they have the minions. The flow of the waves are in their favor. The Lord of the City International, the defense is there, and now they know now where Sikat is.
Sikat is going to be the only one alone with not a lot of help left.
Venus with the kill. The Lord is down below. The whole ground advantage will not matter. Not to Blacklist International.
Burnex Flash, they came in with a great idea. They knew what they wanted from this game, but perhaps they've streamlined themselves to run it down in the middle lane. Perhaps they can only look at one thing at a time, and Blacklist International, they have the entire map to look out for.
Man, Verdict Splash, that was their game.
That was!
With the defense coming up from UA, connecting on 4 members of Verdict Splash. Definitely overheating in that situation. I still want to say, Owl not deciding to go for the Wind of Nature. That was a losing play for the side of Blacklist International. You saw how he was destroyed by Donut in that last fight. Had it not been for UA's heroics in this game, this would have been Verdict Splash's game.
I truly admired the recovery game from Blacklist International. I think it is extremely clutch for Yue to identify that Numenon Blast is what I need. Numenon Blast is something that, yes, it stuns people, but because I build damage, I can wipe out the entire wave in the middle lane, and it somehow clips the other people from the back. That's a huge, huge bonus.
Just give the MVP to Yue. We know who did it. We know who put Blacklist in the right track to take the game up against a team who looked unstoppable in front of their home crowd.
We already know how this rookie has been playing, and I think that he has really debuted in a couple of times. But this game, Blacklist International was forced with their back against the wall, and somehow they still managed to find a way to win this game, losing fights after fight. They managed to get Rod, so at least that is a consolation, but that consolation ended up to be a win condition for them. I gotta give it up to Blacklist International, without a doubt.
I want to join this conversation.
Come join.
You're feeling very pumped up, aren't you?
This is our MVP. It's Oh My Venus. She actually held it down. In addition to what you did in the final moments of this game, Oh My Venus opened up the map. Oh My Venus set up fights that Blacklist had no business winning.
Yeah. The fact that he's outputting so much damage, 83% kill participation. I actually want to point out two MVPs, apart from Yue, of course. Yue played so well in the defense. You see, only Venus just played the game so much, and of course, when they were chasing Sikat, always made sure that Sikat will not have a good time getting back to base defending. That is an Eve. That Eve can defend, in fact, in the latter portions. But it was Oh My Venus from Blacklist International that found the openings, found connections on the ultimate, and also the Astral Sphere. Another important factor here, Weiss, my oh my! The entirety of the map is just exploding with ultimates in the middle. Weiss still manages to secure the Lord. Like this one, for example, even without the heavy spin, you can see that after so many things that Burning Splash tried to do against Weiss, he still manages to get those objectives. This one, for example, very important one. He will lose all of his teammates, but he still will get the Lord. I think this is the fact that Weiss managed to steal the Lord away. That's also important. 4-man connection. Actually, it's almost 5. Connected with 5. That was beautiful. Yue.
Oh My Venus was pretty much flushed out by ATM, and these two players, they worked on together. They find the opportunities, and they are constantly getting themselves the hits on the enemies. Oh My Venus, without a doubt, the sniping skills from Venus is phenomenal. As we move on to looking at their itemizations,
5 bans to Venus. 5. 1 deny pick with the
Never
Lolita,
works, dude.
and the
Never
Novaria gets picked up. The Novaria that we've never seen from Venus, MVP. If that's not a statement, I don't know what is.
Haga Venus doesn't work. Ban Estes, sure, I understand, but the entirety, the last few heroes, it's not gonna work. You have to think about it in a strategic manner. But then again, Burning Splash, I don't think it's a draft anyways that actually lost them the game. Breaks up the game was definitely Blacklist defending and Burning Splash overheating, right? Burn at the right moment, don't overheat. That's the thing with Burning Splash.
this is completely out of character for, at least for me. I never really thought that Oh My Venus would play a damaging / aggressive roamer. And this has opened my eyes as to what Blacklist International is truly capable of.
A lot of agents and a lot of fans all around the world have been asking for Oh My Venus to update their playbook. And a lot of people will say, hey, Oh My Venus is a great shot caller, an amazing captain, but her mechanics maybe not top notch. Watch this game. Watch how well Oh My Venus actually throws out those astral meteors, how she sets up the astral echo, and that's what allowed for Blacklist to, again, as tight as a match as it was, and as much as Burning Splash owned that late game, Blacklist still found a way to pivot.
It makes great sense in the meantime for Oh My Venus to pick up a Novaria, right? Being the shot caller, being the one that makes the decision. If you're able to physically see where everyone else is, you'll be able to make very informed decision as to what you can do. So everything gels together fairly well.
I think it's safe to say that in this sub-18-minute game, Blacklist International was just a more composed squad. And as Wolf mentioned, Burning Splash may have burnt out. Burning Splash may have been a little bit impatient, especially in that late game, in that last stand against Blacklist International, wherein the stone cold Yue just showed up. Again, very uncanny for a rookie to just know exactly what to do at any given time to buy back a game from out of inevitable defeat.
It's pretty simple actually. Just don't go together against a Valentina. Valentina will always have their exactly with Lolita ult. That is if a stolen Lolita ult, it will transform. I mean, Valentina will transform his damage output, and whatever the skill that he or that she actually copied will automatically be adapting to whatever is the highest source of damage. So that means that a Valentina mid laner, late game, maxed out items will deal so much, a bajillion amount of damage.
But
with
just
Domino
the
Blast.
same, but just the same, I have to say, watching that matchup, and again, with the Burnex Flash being down from the early to the mid and then coming back, grabbing these major objectives despite weaker and less important trades across the map, Cambodians can dance. I have really liked how Chama and the rest of Burnex Flash addressed the Lord's Dance and how they pushed on through mid and dealt permanent damage. That could have been, really, if maybe they were more patient in this game one, they could have started off with a W.
I see this game more of a game of recovery. We've seen Burnex Flash that did their own recovery after a 2,000 gold deficit from between the gold laners. Somehow, they still managed to get themselves back on track and they managed to keep up a good lead. And now the ball is in the court of Blacklist International. What do they do from there? They lost a couple of fights. They won the Lord, yes, but what do they do when they have 3-person down and a Lord marching down south? Apparently, they still can recover themselves and make full use of that Lord to end the game.
It was a win for Blacklist International, but I would say it wasn't a comfortable win, right? When we've seen Blacklist International so far in this tournament, it's been Blacklist just controlling the game, dictating what happens for the whole game after the first turtle fight. They were able to do that up until the mid-game, until Burn got a few good fights by dividing the team, splitting them up with the Joy. But what I do want to mention as well is Burnex Flash and their pattern. This is a pattern we saw in their first game in MSC 2023 up against Onyx. They got all the way. They were the better team. It looked like they could end. Maniac. A sudden one moment happens from one player. This time it was Yue. So Burn just has this pattern of not being able to end games.
All right, it seems like there are absolutes when you're playing up against the hometown heroes here. And something to note, yeah, number one, Hack of Venus might not be the best strategy, but I think they made the most out of it.
Yeah.
You usually have an idea. Coach Mitch and Skyzy, they knew what they were getting into.
I
Number
agree.
two is, this is something that the coaching staff can help with. In game, when you're past burn timers, somebody needs to remind people. Somebody needs to come in there. And I don't know who it is. I don't know if it's Chama. I don't know if it's D7. I don't know if it's Sika, but somebody has to remind everyone, hey, we got this. We just gotta make sure we do the right thing from here on in. And that's what got them against Onyx. That's what got them here against Blacklist in game one.
Yeah. It's difficult though against the Blacklist International, but I do agree with you. Maybe after facing Onyx, facing Blacklist, they're facing like championship caliber teams and they're overheating against them. Maybe third time's the charm, right? Maybe this is the time where after game number one, hey, learn to not overheat in specific moments.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems a little bit more of the fact that yes, we got Burnex Flash that is very confident, but how much can they stretch this confidence, right? They managed to win team fights, they lose Lords, and they have the opportunity. Mid lane is completely open, the creeps are marching down, and they are facing off only 2-person from Blacklist International. I would have made the informed decision to march right down and end it right there and then, because that is the golden opportunity that my team could very possibly be looking at for the final time.
Somebody has to tell Chima that he's not doing a bad job in this game. Maybe, there could be a potential where his confidence will just dip down just because the fact that he's losing the red tree battles. He did well in this game. It's just that he's facing against Wise. Wise, 90% of the time will get that retribution 1v1, especially with Akai, with Frederick. He knows what to do, he knows his timings. Chima had a great opening, a good look on getting the retribution, but didn't get it in specific moments. But don't fret, that is Wise. Maybe they now will have a different way to challenge the Lord Dance against Blacklist International.
I'm hoping that these Lord Dances from the Kamai champions get much, much better, and I hope that Chama doesn't get hit by the idol syndrome. That is the king of the jungle. Let's throw over to Mara and Rabbi. They're at the merch stand.
Hello everybody, I'm here with Mara in the Jersey Hall.
Right behind us, you can see all the jerseys of the teams that have played and are still playing. Take a look from Singapore to Onyx ID, outplayed Todak, Fireflux Impunity. Right over here, you get to check them out. And they also have the signature of all the players. I wonder if this is going to be up for auction, right?
I love that one, all the signature in the shirt.
That's right. And this one is the brightest one of all.
Wow.
The Burn X Flash, of course, going up against Blacklist International. So for everybody that's here at Aeon 3, you can go ahead and take pictures here. But you know what, Robbie? I want to take a picture right over here.
I love
take
that.
Take a look at this.
That's very gorgeous.
This is the very beautiful MSC 2023 trophy. Take a look. You can focus on that. And right below, you can actually see the previous teams that have won MSC from 2017, I Do Not Sleep, 2018, Aether Main, 2019, Onyx Esports, 2021, Execration, and of course, once again, RSG, PH. So 3 times the Philippines got to take this home.
Wow, that's amazing. So we're gonna know that we're gonna see that who will be the champion for this battle.
That's right, beautiful trophy. But you know, I want to take this home myself to
You
put in
wanna
my
hold it
room.
now?
But we're not able to. There's this glass. But you know what I want to take home? Some merchandise. Let's take a look at some merchandise. How's that, Robbie?
Sure, outside.
Let's go right over here. So actually, it's just right outside the hall. Hi, how you doing? How you doing? Yeah. All right, rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper. Okay, we have 3 times. Please. Rock, paper, scissors. Okay, rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper,
Who's
scissors.
win?
Okay.
Oh,
I
win.
won. I won. You know what? You come right over here. I'm gonna bring you with me. Oh, it's okay. Oh, your friend can join. Your friend can join also. What's your name?
Panye.
Panye. Okay, Panye. Take a look at the MSC merchandise right over here. Let's take a look. Hi. Are you shopping also? What's your name?
My name is Mylene.
Mylene. Oh, you're from Philippines.
I'm from Philippines.
And Panye, you're from? Cambodia. So we have who you're rooting for, Burn X Flash.
Yeah.
And I can tell you're rooting for Blacklist.
All the way.
Blacklist all the way. Have you gotten the merchandise yet? No, not yet. And you're taking a look.
Today.
Oh, it's your first day today. Okay, how about this? Take a look at the merchandise that we have. Okay, there's this tote bag, and there's the white MSC shirt. Take a look.
But I can tell you that all the merchandise here are affordable. It's very good and affordable.
Very affordable?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I'm gonna test you. How much is this?
16?
At $26.
Do you work here?
Yeah, part-time.
Oh, you work part-time?
I just asked the...
Oh, you asked. Oh, you actually wanted this.
Yeah.
Which color did you want?
I like the black one, but I want the autograph.
Oh, there's the autograph.
Yeah, but this one is for...
There's the autograph. There's Yureshi, Outplay. Oh my God, take a look, guys. You can actually purchase the one with the autograph. What's your size? You know what? You try this on. You try. What's your size?
What about you both? S.
S. I don't know what size.
What color
is,
you
but
like?
You try
What color
this one
you
on.
like? Blacks.
But we're gonna try on the white.
Okay.
Since
Try the
she's
white
trying
first,
on the
and then
black.
we're gonna go to black.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Let's try this one on.
You want to try it?
And for now, this beautiful tote bag. This is limited edition MSC tote bag. Let's take a look. Can we model this? Do you know how to model? Do some poses.
Oh.
You should. Can you do that? You just pose like this. Like you're taking a photo.
Pose like a hero you like.
Like pretend you're an MLBB player from Burn X Flash. How do they pose?
Look, their pose.
You don't look at their pose. I think they go like this. Okay. How does the queen pose? All right. You know what? Is it okay if they can keep this? I don't hear any instructions, but we're gonna give it to them. Here you go. For letting me interview you, you get to keep that. Let's give him a bag. Let's give him a bag also. Let's give him some merch. Let's give him some merch. And you know what? Right over here. Let's come. Go around here. Take a look. We have this roulette. Ruby, they have this roulette. Front number 3. Come on over.
Hey, but I want to
Come on
spin
over.
this.
You already got this. How about your friend? Oh, right? So all 3 of you can get. You know what? We have this roulette. What's gonna happen, Robbie, here?
Here, So I want to spin this and which one I will get it.
Okay,
Yeah.
how about let's let him spin? How's
Sure,
that?
why not? I'll give you a
You're gonna
chance.
spin whatever it lands on, this one, you will get, all right? Which one do you want to get? You can get the canvas bag, diamonds. You can also get a lanyard
Shirt.
or shirt. Now, go ahead, spin
We also
it.
have pen here.
Spin it to win it! Brrrr. You can come right over here at Aeon 3 to get
What you
your
will get?
exclusive Moonton Search only
Wow.
for MSC 2023.
Diamonds.
110 diamonds, congratulations. What's your name?
Daryl.
Daryl. Daryl, and okay, right now, Burn X Flash is down. It's 1-0. Do you think they can make a comeback?
For me, it's a yes.
For you, it's a yes.
Oh,
Who's your
it's a
favorite
yes
player?
for Bird is Flash to come back.
Donut.
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 Oh, the Filipino player Donut.
Yeah.
All right, now we're gonna go back. Congratulations, guys. You get to have that. You know what? You can choose the one with the signature that you like. That's okay, right? We're gonna give it to them, right? Let's give them a lanyard. Let's give them a lanyard.
We have so many more to
This is
give
for
it away.
you. We have lanyards. This is for you, and that's for you. Let's give him a bag. Let's give him a bag right over here. All right. So it's really exciting here right outside. We have lots of fans. Did you get a shirt? You know, did you get a shirt? Did you get a shirt? Yeah, you already got a shirt. So we won't be giving him a shirt. So if you're here at Aeon 3, go ahead, go to our booth. You can purchase some limited edition MSC 2023
grab it.
merchandise. All for you. You can take a photo. It's really fun here, right, Ravi?
Yeah, sure. Why not? There's a lot of fans here outside, and maybe they're a fan of you too. So why not we take our photos?
And then now, we're gonna go back to break down what's going to happen next. What do our casters think? So casters, take us to see the world.
Here we'll see the teams are back on the stage, prepped up for a game 2. And as mentioned, it's a battle of resets in and out of the series. In game, they have to erase all memories of what may have caused them to burn up way past their boiling point. In series, they have to understand, we are in for the long haul. It's a best of 5.
Game number 1 was more or less for Burn X Flash, but it didn't quite work out. You know, reset mindset, go next. They had a good idea. They had a great draft. I think that they knew how to execute their draft to perfection. It was just the final game, final fight that didn't quite go well, but this single wrong move erupted.
Good news is for Burn X Flash, as the losers of Game 1, they get the choice of which side to pick in Game 2.
Yep.
Wolf, what do you think is going to happen?
Blue side, I think, especially because they want to secure the Joy, or maybe just deny pick the Fredrin. Even when Chima, you know, he had a bronze medal afterwards. I don't think that he played badly this game. It's just that he is up against Wise. But when it comes to retry battles, it's very difficult. But he did his job. But overall, I think that the Joy coming up from ATM must be the priority here for the side of Burn X Flash. If you're Blacklist International, if you want to troubleshoot, you actually want to pick up the Joy if it's not first picked by Burn X Flash.
Now, if the Joy is banned, if Blacklist International found out, okay, ATM Joy is a problem, what are the other heroes that we can possibly look out for that would work the same thing?
Harlot perhaps, maybe some sort of a killer in the backlines, right? Maybe a Lapu Lapu. Yeah.
Yuzong can technically do the same thing as well.
It's an all-in hero, so it's a difficult one.
Yeah.
Thing is though, if you do go for the ban towards this Joy, it's going to be really interesting to see, especially if Blacklist International are on red side, because they banned out the Franco, Lance, and Wanwan. I don't think they want any of those heroes up for grabs. Thing is also though, that Burn, again, they found a lot of comfort in game number 1 with those picks. If Blacklist International don't change the bans up, Burn will certainly do the same thing as well. They won't change any of the bans. I think right now, sure, the Whack of Venus kind of playstyle, kind of draft hasn't worked out, but this is the closest we've got to beating Blacklist ever in this tournament.
Which is, again, despite the whole, are we going to adjust the XP lane? I think we're going to see an iteration. I think we're going to see close to what Game 1's draft looked like, especially since Blacklist might stay red.
Yeah, and what will be close there is maybe you deny pick the Frederick, but you also get the joy. I think the Blacklist International, they got away with that game. ATM should not be allowed to play that way because that is like the core foundation of what Burning Slash wants to do in a Lord fight.
Oh, well, we'll see how it all comes through, given that we're expecting Burning Splash to stay on the blue side. That meaning first pick. Here's a draft entering game 2 proper. And indeed we see Burning Splash on the play here. They ban out, again, a lot of All My Venus signature heroes, and they lock in that Fredrin, the Novaria, and the Kaja for Blacklist. It's a Punjingjing's turn. It's Edward's turn. It's Joy.
Edward Joy.
Dapadap.
So, Dapadap. Edward went with an other previous game, and Blacklist International pretty much knows whatever that we pick right now for Edward, he wouldn't be able to get the lane priority. Now this time, we're going to switch it around. Yeah. We want to get the lane priority. We want to play our own way. We want Edward to start moving around faster.
Exactly. So they go Minotaur. They preempt the storm. They want to go for an engage type of composition here for Blacklist International. You can see that with the Diggy ban, there's no real answers to the Minotaur now. But if you're Burning Slash, don't go for attack speed based heroes. Go for big bursts, like for example your Beatrix that is going to be just using the ultimates of the Renner and the Bennett. Go for something like a Brody. It worked well in a week to the backline, so that might be it. I like the adjustment here from Burning Slash, allowing Joy to be picked up, then picking up the Kaja in exchange.
Could it be that they want Oh My Venus to play more of the comfort? They want Oh My Venus to stick to the same guns by going for more defensive support with this Minotaur immediately stacked up?
Maybe. That might be the case, right? They also want more of a, I would say, a shot at initiating, because last game was a very reactive draft for Blacklist International, very reactive playstyle. If Arlet, Edward didn't get a final slash combo, they missed a few times, then it's no more engage. That's why they were really struggling in these neutral objective battles.
There was a couple of times Edward just misses out the final slash.
Yep. You can see that the priority now for Blacklist is on to ATM. I wonder if Burning Slash are considering something like an Esmeralda in the experience so that they can counter this Joy. But they might just revert something like a Terizla. But that means that they will have to just go back to their to full engaged composition. They do need first to go with this Kaja, which is typically the carry. So that's a good ban for sure for Blacklist International.
Wait. Interesting. Coach Mitch and Skyzy still take out the Valentina, or rather the Eve, despite there being a Valentina.
This could be a flex pick. Here's the Beatrix. Great answer. Burning Slash, are you still going to go for something like a Brody? I think Brody's good in this particular game.
It's bursty.
With the Eve, they are setting up for something like a Leslie pick. It is a very dangerous Leslie pick up against a Joy, but they do have a Kaja, so they already have an answer to it in case they want to go for that pick. Very risky once again, but it is Donut's signature pick in BLCK.
But just the way that there are thousands of Cambodians watching here in Phnom Penh, Wise's family also flew out. So there are loving eyes in the audience that will support Blacklist here on this matchup.
Can I say Masha or Esmeralda might be the last pick for Burning Slash? We saw Masha being effective versus the Beatrix as well as this. It's Glue. Okay, Glue's still effective.
Okay.
Glue's good.
Glue's good.
And of course, when you were looking at Glue, ATM did play a lot of Glue in his qualifying games. 14 games, and that is a 71% win rate. So this Glue is probably gonna be huge. And let's not forget, Donut is back on the Leslie.
Oh wow, we got some
family now.
That's right. I'm so happy to see that our players have invited the people who supported them throughout their careers. And this is not the sweetest victory. If in front of your family you're able to upset. Here we go, finally it all makes sense. It wasn't going to be the Valentina in the jungle for Wise. He picks up an old favorite here. Not that great of a record in MSC so far, despite the small sample size. He picks up the Baksha.
I think it's gonna be A-OK now. I think that the Baksha would not be getting that 0 win rate anymore. Maybe, perhaps. But ultimately, I think that the drafts coming in from both sides is very interesting to see. We're starting to see both teams starting to revert a little bit more towards their comfort game plan, and they have got what it takes to bring this game to a very close match.
I think it's going to be a better team fight situation for both sides compared to Game 1.
Right.
Game 1 had very few, I'd say, clean 5v5 fights. This time around, there's a good amount of vision, there's a good amount of peel for both sides, and I hope, all I'm hoping is, with a solid lineup like this, for Burn X Flash, they don't burn out. Take the floor, let's go into Game 2.
Game number 2, and this time we have a Leslie on the side of Donut and a Clue on the side of ATM. This is probably gonna be a big game. Let's not forget CCAT on the Novaria. The front three is going to be big.
It all started to be like a pickup kind of comp coming up from Burning Stash with this gotcha. Then they coupled up with a glue, which kind of solidifies that fact. Although they have a Frederick who wants to engage, they have a solid pickup type of composition. Nevertheless, Blacklist International, I like this backship pick because this means that there is someone to go with Edward whenever they will want to go to Donut's place.
Oh My Venus is the first player to achieve 100 assists in MSC 2023. Trailing behind is Echoes Yowie with 88. So, right on that point, so actually an engage here in the mid lane. D7 might be caught, forced to use the dash, holding on to the flicker. But if you want to bring up one thing here, Wolf, CCAT chose to go for Mystery Shop.
That's actually very surprising. I didn't think that would be the case. But then again, he's a mid laner, so he will output the damage. He's not going to be focusing on like spamming his spells as much as you would if you're rocking the Impure Rage. And this might be because they want to take advantage of the Kaja ultimate.
ATM already go early on here, but Wise won't just give it the respect that they need. But also Edward, bargain hunter.
The focus on the bottom lane is very evident from the side of Blacklist International. The amount of priority that this Joyce have and how he can just make his way over to the middle lane is fast. And do note that when it comes down to the mid-to-mid matchup, Novaria clears the wave way faster than Valentina. And it makes sense for Oh My Venus to try to come in to clear the wave and help Valentina to unlock him, to move him around the map in order for them to both hit level 4 for the turtle fight.
Look at the minimap. Wise is actually up top. He understands that he can get back to the turtle anyways, or maybe just trade the purple buff.
Yeah, D7 doesn't have level 4, so he's not able to actually zone Wise away. Wise will just take that away, but he uses the Retribution now. Chama will find the turtle for free. Chama with the taunt now on the Venus. That's everybody. That's D7 with the flicker combo and the Divine Judgment. US still able to maneuver out. Now with the split stolen away, he should be able to escape. Burn X Flash, they secure the objective, but Blacklist get a good trade.
Now, that is a trade of a purple buff and a turtle.
Yep.
Something that I don't see much from Blacklist International is to give away the turtle.
Yeah. Well, they did do that in MPLPH Season 11's finals. They gave away the first turtle of the game, and then they stumbled out of it. And they do it typically with Baksha. The ideology is, once you get more buffs, more neutral camps, versus your jungling matchup, you get so much devastation with levels. Wise is level 6, 3/4 of the way to level 7, while Chima is just level 5. And eventually, turtle number 2 entering, and then eventually Lord 1, the experience is just off the roof.
So it all boils down to a matchup of Wise versus Shama. Blacklist International wants to bolster their front lines. They want to keep Wise levels ahead of Shama. It could come into the point whereby it is higher retribution damage in the latest stage of the game, or just general damage overall of what a BXF could do for the team.
And that means that they have the tools to shut down the glue, right? The glue is a glue as well as the Fredrin. They rely on sustain. They want to get back their HP. With the backshot being in there, it's the way to go. And this is a very smart take from Blacklist International. Not the first time that they did it, but now they're showing it in the international stage at MSC and working full well for the team.
Very scary stuff right now. ATM cutting the waves very deep. Might be punished. You were stolen. Divine Judgment. Good flicker out. That could have been bad as the turtle spawns in. It's already a pretty big battle spell burnt though. So ATM will not have the split nor a flicker.
Well, at least now the turtle is going to be appearing up north, while Blacklist International have 2 personnel down bottom.
Million Fury and a Divine Judgment. ATM will fall, and that's first blood for Blacklist International in the 4th minute of the game. A lane swap as well, as that was sent down below. Chama should be able to find this turtle for free with the Retribution. Wise unable to go for any invades.
The trade for the turtle while taking ATM down. They found the pickup and they are pushing Owl down to the bottom lane. So now everything is shifted. They're trying to get Owl into the mix. They're trying to give all the priorities over to Owl. After taking down all of these energy turrets, I am rather confident to say that Owl should be able to, once this turret goes down, he should be active and be able to contribute a lot more in fight as compared to Donut, his can't.
Divine Jones with one more shot. Donut is all he needs, but Edward gets out. Now Venus jumps in with a knock-up. Donut gonna be knocked up, but US unable to find just some damage here. Donut in the midst of it all, jumping back in. US low! He's up for the kill. Donut finds it. It's 1 for 1 in the gold lane. Now who's it worth for?
Oh, definitely side of Blacklist, but because Chima was able to push in the middle, now it shifts and dips back to Burning Splash's favor. The fact that Donut was able to get the kill before he died, that was actually a lot of value for Burning Splash. Then again, Burning Splash, they want to play this late. They cannot win in this early game anyways because this is Blacklist International with Baksha Joy as well as the Beatrix. They kind of conceded. The fact that they're evening out, that's already good news for the Cambodians.
The funny thing is the fact that, well, Yue went down because of a single ballista shot. The ballista was the one that got the last hit.
That's right.
Ultimately, that is great for BLCK Flash. They're trying to, kind of close up the gap as much as they can. There isn't even much deficit at this point in time. And Blacklist International, they are ready to rumble. They made themselves, they pushed themselves all the way down the bottom lane after Beatrix is pretty much done farming up all of the energy turrets in the bottom lane. And let's not forget, it's 6 minutes and 20 seconds in.
So Owl got a lot of the turret gold in the bottom lane, but he's actually still behind in gold compared to Burn X Flash's Donut. Something to note down. It means his farming and his laning for Donut has been absolutely spectacular.
All the turrets are still up, so both teams are still playing a little bit more of a stay in the lane kind of composition. Blacklist International still have a lot of lane priority going on.
I was about to say, how does Wise do it? How is he ahead with 2 turtles going to Burn X Flash, but he's still there. Chama is able to win the red tree battle despite being a level down. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, you can only see the Leslie deal damage right now. D7 flickers forward, unable to find UA right now, but Venus Fury comes down. Donut's free, hitting in the back. Venus forced to run away. Burn X Flash, I think they've done enough to zone Blacklist away from this turret, but with a few members walking down again, will Burn actually be able to take this turret down?
A very effective reset. Blacklist International, they're gonna have to go for this reset, but for now, the concealed play didn't really quite do much, except for the fact to zone them away from the first tier defense turret.
This is such a... That box was set up for Burning Splash so well. They have the concealed, the only to threaten.
BOD?
That was BOD, in fact.
7 minutes?
5.5k total for now for Donut. Raw boots though, bare boots. It's the brown boots that he picked up.
And even the Berserker Fury.
This is massive already. If he gets the endless battle next, he can completely just ignore the boots. He has the peel ready, and Edward, he might just get bursted down in the top lane. ATM's gonna be able to escape right now, and it's gonna be a kill! Donut! 7 minutes in, this Leslie is not just scaling, he is snowballing.
Big.
And now they're gonna steal the purple buff away from Wise. And that timer has expired for Blacklist.
There's a trade though, whenever there's a play. Now though, Burn X Flash getting the better of the trade. Wise ready with an early Twilight armor. Burn gets a tier 2 in the mid lane.
There could be even a possibility that BLCK Flash will want to take this opportunity to starve out Blacklist International as much as possible. First tier, second tier, middle lane, completely gone. As long as they do have information, which is what Donut is looking to do, they will be able to get a very good idea if whether CCAT can push up top. And now, with the information, they know.
Venus with the flicker, CCAT gonna be gunned down, but he's able to escape right now. Kamal walks forward. The Cambodian crowd goes wild. The taunt connects onto Yue. He soaks in a lot of damage, and Yue will fall to D7. The praises Brand and the Divine Judgment brings Venus back to Donut. It's another snipe down. Ow! Very low. They're looking for a dive. Defendant's Rage committed out. Owl, no flicker. CCAT looking for one. CCAT has come alive. 9 minutes in. Perfectly timed, perfectly converted from the Cambodians to a Lord.
Game 1 was a warm-up, dudes. Burn X Flash, this is their true form. Perfect movements coming up from Sigat. He avoids the full gank of Blacklist, forcing the flicker out, gets out of the map, then goes down to flicker out and save his teammates. Then lands the killing blow onto Owl. They're on fire.
I'm getting the shivers. Blacklist International probably is having that as well.
I've never seen forced to fight. Wise had to go up front. Shieldy in to just open up the map, and Burnix Flash chunks him down despite having a Twilight armor.
Let me remind you what the burn timers are. 9 minutes. It's their timing. Burnix Flash, they group up together. They outplay their opponents. Donut is a league ahead of the Beatrix this game. And with 3 items incoming, if Seagate lands the Astral Sphere, Donut just lets 1 hit. It's so much damage.
It's burn time.
Oh my god.
D7. Oh, for the Divine Judgment now. ATM jumps forward in the back line. Donut free hitting. Donut free hitting in the back. Seacat found the kill. Wise now taunted up. Donut has a few more shots in him. The Divine Judgment brings him back. Donut wild. It's a mega kill for Donut. 3 members down. If he was crashing committed, but it's going to be Owl who gets chunked down. Donut has 1 more shot and he can kill Owl. He's waiting. They're marching.
7 seconds, 5 seconds.
A few seconds for Venus to respawn. They're not going to be able to take this base down for now, but they've been able to crack the base open. Burn X Flash with a 6,000 gold lead up against Blacklist.
For a second, I thought that they will do what they did in number 1.
Yeah,
So, I was kind of scared.
But at least there is going to be parallel push from the top and the bottom lane, right? We do have the mega creeps that will march on forward. But for now, the main thing that we want to see is exactly the outplay or the play around coming in from Burnex Flash and Blacklist International. What exactly transpired down here?
A very crucial grenade coming out from Donut to actually stop Edward, because Edward was on him already. When he timed his second skill, the grenade was there. He was able to get out and also stop Edward from dashing through. That was so crucial because now Edward cannot reset the dashes anymore.
11 minutes and 30 seconds left. Burnex Flash, they are in the zone. They are waiting for the Lord to eventually appear. And I believe that the Nightmare game number 1 is playing in their head. They're thinking about this. What is the core game plan here in order to not execute the same mistake that they have did in the previous game?
Just don't group up. Utilize the range of Donut. I think that they're going to be fine, right?
Don't group up.
Just remember that the Donut is long range, like hell of a range, actually.
So all they gotta do, hang back a little bit. But contradictory right now, Burnex Flash grouped up in Blacklist International's jungle. They were preparing themselves for something. But Blacklist International, they were disciplined. They do not want to push everyone else out. But Seacat is the only one that made his way down to the bottom lane to try to defend. But these 2 members all the way down below, they are not making a move just yet. And this slow, steady